Hey everyone, my name is Sam and welcome to a very exciting reaction video because today we have the official story trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and this was literally released like 2 hours ago. And I was in the middle of editing and I thought I'd just record a short little reaction to it because, like every other Star Wars fan out there, I'm very excited. And obviously, we finished Jedi Fallen Order a week ago, and I'm now very excited to see what Jedi Survivor has to offer. We saw the teaser trailer ages ago. We saw a sort of gameplay trailer quite a while ago as well. Now, this is the story trailer, which is going to be interesting because I said at the end of Fallen Order, I basically had no idea where the story was going to go from here after what happened with the Holocron. If I had to make a guess, based on what we saw in the previous trailers, it seems as though one of the main enemies is going to be some sort of maybe bounty hunter group or something, but there's also the weird person that he found in the vat, and there's apparently someone new with a red lightsaber, so hopefully this should give us some sort of hints as to what the actual story of Survivor is going to be, because I still have basically no idea what the game is going to contain. But there's not really much else to say. Let's watch the trailer. Is that the Mantis?
It's been a long 5 years.
Yeah, no kidding. It didn't look like the Mantis, I don't think. Oh, there's the Mantis. Coruscant! Return of the Purge Troopers. Is he fighting with the rebels?
And mistrust rule the galaxy.
Whoa! Someone with an orange crossguard lightsaber.
Look into the fire.
There's Merrin. Good to see her again. Grease!
Company. But left unchecked, it will consume
Whoa.
until there is only ash.
2 lightsabers, let's go.
You let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire.
Who was that?
Hope may feel beyond our grasp. But I think we finally found somewhere the Empire can't reach us.
Where would that be?
No more looking over your shoulder.
A place that's worth fighting for. No matter the cost.
I see. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Well, let's sort of go through and see what we can find, really. So, first off, quite a big detail, we're going to Coruscant, the literal home of the Empire. Now, this is 5 years later, so this is still in the sort of high time of the Empire. Obviously before everything with Luke happened. But so we're still in the time of the Empire, obviously, because, you know. So we're on Coruscant. And can I just say, the game looks so good. And I, for one, am so excited that I won't have to play a downgraded version of this on console, and that I will be able to play it on PC. So, hopefully, it will look like this, and I'll be able to give you guys this when I play it. But it seems, is Cal fighting with rebels, like, actively? Is he a part of... Is he part of a group, or is this something that he's going to be persuaded into as the story goes on? Has he been, like, on his own for a while? And that's something else, because we sort of saw him reuniting with Grease here. So, what has happened in the last 5 years? Because it seems as though, from what we've seen, that Cal sort of went off on his own for a while, and I wouldn't have expected that after they sort of built up the squad at the end of Fallen Order with Merrin and Seer and Grease and Cal, and BD as well, obviously. So maybe they went their separate ways, and Grease looks really cool. And obviously we had Merrin as well. She's looking...
Look into the fire.
She's looking nice. Maybe her and Cal are gonna develop some sort of romance. But here's something I definitely wanted to have a closer look at. Who in the fuck is this? Because this guy is on the Steam page. He looks like some sort of bounty hunter, but he's got an orange crossguard lightsaber. Who the fuck is this dude? I mean, it's not unheard of for people other than Jedi and Sith to have lightsabers, obviously. Boba Fett actually had one for a while, but, yeah, it's interesting. And of all the colours, obviously, orange is pretty cool. Now, this is interesting. I did want to pick up on this. Cal's lightsaber. Because clearly he still has his lightsaber. And I find that interesting because obviously what happened in Fallen Order was that he had Jao Topol's lightsaber, it was damaged, then he repaired it with Seer's lightsaber to make it double-bladed. That looks single. So, I don't know what's what's happened to make that a single lightsaber again. Or maybe that's just the one side of it, because he did make it a split saber as well. And obviously it looks like Jao Topol's lightsaber, because customizing it is really... It's not really a canon thing in... Like, it wasn't a canon thing in Jedi Fallen Order. He only had, like, the one hilt within the actual story. So, of course, it is going to look the same, but I'm sure we'll be able to customize it to our heart's content once we actually get into the game. But, yeah, like, obviously, it would be a bit, I guess, overpowered to start us off with a double-bladed lightsaber that can also become two lightsabers. And I am really excited about the fact, if I can find it, here, I think... I want to go frame by frame here. So, it looks like... Oh, hold on a minute. No, both of those lightsabers have Jao Topol's emitter. Look, you can see the hole in it there. That's Jao Topol's emitter, but then this one is as well. So, has he made new... Well, I guess he could have just made another hilt, but I'm interested to see what he's done with his lightsaber in the past 5 years. Did he... well, I don't know. I mean, 5 years is a long time. Maybe he lost it and had to make another one. That could be, you know, perfectly... That could have happened. But I don't think we're going to be going back to Ilum again. That would be a bit weird and a bit, you know, repetitive, and that I don't think they'll do that. But I guess we'll have to see. But I am really curious to see what the sort of lightsaber situation is. How they... Because I assume that we're going to start off with one and then maybe get upgrades as the game goes along. So I'm interested to see what has happened within the story that means it has got to the point where Cal just has one again. One single one. What I really, really hope they've done with this, because we saw from the gameplay trailer, we saw single, we saw double-bladed, and we saw double like this. Now, double appears to work differently than it did in Fallen Order. While it did work okay in Fallen Order... Well, okay, I was about to say it was a disappointment. It wasn't a disappointment. But what I really hope they've done with this game is given us the choice where you can choose whether you go single, whether you go double, or whether you go two. I really hope that's what they've done, and that each style offers different attacks and different ways of playing. I really hope that's what they've done, because that would be really, really cool. And I also really hope that if and when we get these upgrades, we don't just slap it down on a random table on Dathomir with no explanation as to how and where he got that other hilt to make it into a double-bladed lightsaber. Because that was one of my biggest gripes with Fallen Order, the fact that when we got the double-bladed lightsaber on Dathomir, there was no explanation as to how that happened. He just shoved it down on a table one day and went, ah yes, I'm going to upgrade it. But hopefully that won't be the case for this. But back to the story, we're visiting a lot of different places. I don't know, I think this is seemingly the same sort of rocky planet that we keep seeing around. Who is this?
How could you let the galaxy
Who is that?
fall to this
Look, he's got a lightsaber. And that's a funky looking lightsaber too.
unworthy machine of an empire?
So, who is that? I think that's...
How could you let the galaxy
I think that might be the same person that he found in the vat. But who is that? Are they a Jedi that was in stasis?
fall to this
What did he say?
How could you let the galaxy
How could you let the galaxy fall to this unworthy shell of an empire? So, is he a Jedi that was, like, put on ice and he's just finding out about Order 66 after, like, Cal woke him up? That'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Is that a double-bladed lightsaber? I'm trying to get a clear shot. I can't tell if that... Oh, no, I didn't mean to play it. Fuck it. I clicked. Bollocks. I can't tell if that's another hilt as well as that. Another emitter. It looks like a pretty big lightsaber, so it could be a double-bladed one, but I'm not sure. We have Merrin here. Oh, shit! I didn't pick up on that. She just used the Force. As in, the proper Force. The non-glowy green Force. She used the Jedi and Sith Force. That's... okay. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, you know, Ventress was a Night Sister who used, like, Night Sister Force. No, she didn't. She used regular Force, but she was a Night Sister. So, I don't see why Merrin couldn't as well. Now, this looks to me like another Zepho tomb. Now, I really hope it isn't. Or, well, maybe not.
But I think we finally found...
Just the sort of design of it looks... it reminds me of a Zepho tomb. I really hope it is not a Zepho tomb, because I don't want the Zepho to be a part of Jedi Survivor. In my personal opinion, they were a really boring and dull and repetitive part of Fallen Order that I don't want to see repeated. One of my biggest things in Fallen Order was, I mean, it's fine, it was a coolish thing, but I didn't really like that Eno Cordova sort of forced us to go study a random, extinct civilization for no apparent reason, just to get the holocron to restore the Jedi Order, with the two of them having nothing to do with one another. So I hope that's not another Zepho tomb, because I kind of don't want them to be a part of this sequel, because I really just want them to be done and out the way and in Fallen Order and stay there. Plus, there's not really... There wasn't really anything... There wasn't a big finale to the sort of story arc of the Zepho in Fallen Order. Like, I was at least expecting that after going through several Zepho tombs and vaults and whatever, that we would find something, some important bit of information that the Zepho learned about the Force, or an item of importance, other than the holocron, obviously, because that was hidden there by Cordova, that we would find at the end. But the Zepho honestly just seemed like nothing more than a story mechanic just to get us the holocron. Like, I feel like you could have replaced them with anything and it would have been exactly the same story. Like, they didn't have an actual impact on the story as a species and as them specifically. But yeah, that's about Fallen Order. But this seems like similar-ish to the design of the Zepho tombs, but there is some fancy-looking new technology, so I'm not sure where this is.
Somewhere the Empire can't reach us.
Now that's interesting, because that's somewhere the Empire can't reach us. Where would that be? Where would be a place where the Empire can't reach you? Like a hidden world? Or something? Could the Empire can... You know, the Empire, they find you wherever you are, especially if you're a Jedi. And that's something else. In the past,
No more looking over your shoulder.
now that's... Okay, I briefly want to make a point of that. How is this gonna work? Because...
No more looking over your shoulder.
Because that looked like actual gameplay footage. So is there going to be some sort of element of co-op? Because on the Steam page it says there's no co-op. It's just single player. So it's not going to be like multiplayer co-op. Are we going to be able to switch between characters? That seems a bit weird. I'm not sure how they do that. Especially considering Cal, because there was a... I'm not sure if it's later on. Yeah, it's here. So I don't know if that was a cutscene or if that was gameplay, but the one before with this guy definitely... Yeah, that definitely looked like gameplay. So, are we going to be able to switch between characters? That seems a bit weird, especially considering not only does Cal have a lightsaber, they've given him a blaster for this game. So, clearly there's going to be, you know, they've made Cal more versatile. So, being able to switch between characters seems a bit weird.
A place that's worth fighting for.
But where is this? Where are they talking about?
No matter the cost.
And there's Seer again, obviously. She's looking very different. I'm not sure what her involvement in all of this is going to be. She was in the last trailer as well, very briefly. I guess we'll have to see and hope that she's gotten over her somewhat shaky feelings about the dark side. Man. That's crazy. I'm so excited for this because, you know, it's not very often that I get, and it hasn't happened a lot, that I've been able to play games, you know, as they've come out. And this is a really exciting one. Obviously, it's a Star Wars game. And I'm very much hoping that the developers of this have learned from the mistakes that they made in Fallen Order, and that they've made a better game because of it. Because Fallen Order may have been a good Star Wars experience, but it had a lot wrong with it. So I'm really hoping that this is sort of the perfect blend of a good Star Wars experience and a great game to actually play. And one thing I am interested in, because we've seen a lot of different enemies. Obviously, the Empire is still an enemy in all of this, obviously. But obviously, we've been seeing some other weird people. There's these weird people, and there's some battle droids there. And they've seemingly been recolored. And obviously, there's this random guy. With his cool crossguard looking lightsaber. So it would seem that the focus of this, and there's this guy as well. I'm assuming that he's probably, he's giving off antagonistic vibes. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the mysterious red lightsaber wielding person that we saw. I think it was in the first trailer. But we'll have to wait and see, because I don't have a clue who that is. I would, if I had to make a guess, I'd say he could be a Jedi who was put in stasis. Because I think with that white hair and that sort of pale face, he looks...
Fall to this unworthy machine of an empire.
Yeah, he looks very similar to the person we saw in that vat of like Bacta or whatever in the previous trailer. So if I had to make a guess, I'd say he could be a Jedi that was put into like stasis, kept in stasis like since before Order 66, i.e. he's just learning that the entire galaxy and the Jedi are dead and that they were killed by the Empire. But I don't know. But one thing I am interested in is, what about the Inquisitors? And what about Vader? Because, and the reason I am thinking that is because obviously Fallen Order ended with us killing the second sister, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the second... She was the second best Inquisitor behind the Grand Inquisitor. And we had an encounter with Vader. And Vader, despite the fact that the Inquisitors sort of replaced him in his sort of job of hunting Jedi, the Inquisitors and Vader, once they know you're a thing, once they know, like, that you're a Jedi, they don't stop hunting you. So, what happened with Vader and the rest of the Inquisitors? And what about the Ninth Sister as well? Because we saw her on Kashyyyk. I don't think she's dead. Like, we just sort of blasted her through some wood. I don't think that killed her. So, is she gonna still be alive? And, I mean, maybe her fate was something in the comics, or something, but like, I'm curious to see what has happened in the past 5 years. Did Vader keep chasing Cal? And did the Inquisitors keep chasing Cal? Did something happen to, you know, maybe he faked his death so that they thought he was dead? I don't know. But I think what we just need to see is what has happened within the past 5 years. Because I am curious to see why the Inquisitors and Vader aren't being made to seem like they're an issue anymore. So, I don't know. But regardless, that was my reaction and analysis of the Jedi Survivor story trailer. Very, very excited. If you haven't seen me before and you don't know, the day after this releases, and it doesn't have the actual release date of it, I can't remember when it releases, but it's a Friday in like just over a month's time. I will be playing this the day after it releases. I will be streaming it right here on this channel at 8 PM GMT. So if you're looking for someone to play, well, to watch play Jedi Survivor when it comes out, then subscribe and turn on... you know, one day I will learn how to speak English. Turn on notifications, and, yeah, so, thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I will see you on another video very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone.